Hello, and welcome to the Real-Esteem podcast. Today is August the 10th, 2018. I'm your host, Patrick Tabor, and today on the Parenting Edition, we're going to talk about consistency. If you'd like to hear any of our previous podcasts or get a copy of our book, Real-Esteem, Finding Your True Identity in Christ, please visit us at enith.com, www.eyniith.com. Being a consistent parent is probably one of the most difficult things to do, especially when you have multiple children with different personalities, and you have to kind of adjust a little bit for each child sometimes with certain situations. So it's very difficult to try to be consistently consistent, if you will. So in 1 Corinthians 15:58, it says, "Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain." So we have to make sure that we are following his guidelines, even in our parenting, following his rules. I've always said that it's best for us to be an example, a good example. So if we're following the Lord's tenets, and I'm not talking about rules and regulations, but I'm saying just normal stuff, being cheerful, being kind, trying to be understanding and supportive of the people around you, that makes it a little easier. It's just hard for us because we have selfish tendencies, or sometimes we have issues of our own, and we don't follow sometimes the rules we're setting for our children. So it'd be good for them if they see us following the rules that we call out for them. It makes it easier for them to follow. In Titus 2:7-8, it says, "Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works, and in your teaching show integrity, dignity, and sound speech that cannot be condemned, so that an opponent may be put to shame, having nothing evil to say about us." So just as I said previously, your integrity, sound speech, dignity, when you teach and show your children how to live this life and, be a model of good works, those things are going to help them feel more comfortable about following in your footsteps. But if you're always wishy-washy or cast to and fro by every wind of doctrine, or cast by every wave that comes, or jumping on every bandwagon, it's going to confuse them a little bit. They need to see steadfastness. They need to see consistency in your life. Even if you're not trying to teach them something directly, they're watching you, and those behaviors that they see, they're looking for a pattern of consistency, because that's easier to follow than somebody who's sporadic or all over the place. Luke 16:13 says, "No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he'll be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money." Other scriptures say mammon. But the point is, you can't have the lifestyle or reaching out to get money all the time, or trying to work yourself to death to provide this certain lifestyle so that you can feel comfortable. You can't serve both of those, and you can't serve that and God. God's going to require things of you that are going to have you out of your comfort zone, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. He's got blessings that he will provide for you. The problem I think people don't realize is that God's going to give you more of what you need, and sometimes what you want. What the world teaches us is to get all that you want and try your best to take care of your needs. It's backwards. So we have to kind of remember that whoever we're following, whoever we're chasing after, whatever dreams and aspirations we have, our children are watching us as we are chasing those dreams. So if you are chasing money, you are teaching them to chase money. It's just, they're going to do what they see you do even more than what they hear you say. So make sure your behaviors line up with, and what we usually are is we're consistent in one or the other. So if you're serving God, you're going to be consistent in that. If you're serving money, you're going to be consistent in that. And I always say, whatever you practice, you're going to become good at, regardless of whether it's good or bad. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is really good before them. Even in our private time, wherever we're at, we want everything that we do to be acceptable to Christ, so that anyone who sees us, not only our children, can say, they can't condemn us, because we're actually trying to do what's right. They may try, but the point is, if we're doing what's correct in God's eyes, our integrity, dignity, and sound speech will always shine above the blame and the negative comments that people make towards us. So I hope you got something out of this today. Be blessed. Grace and peace.